Hey everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here, another edition of Off the Top Rope. So we did a reaction video to what's next for Roman Reigns. Now, I mean, we've already talked, we talked, and we'll be able to talk about what goes on with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, but I want to talk about what happens with CM Punk because we kind of got swayed a little bit. I kind of had in the back of my mind that, Heyman was probably going to turn in a line with Seth, but, them leaving Seth standing tall in the last couple bits of the build left me a little bit, skeptical that maybe Punk would win, but this made the most sense. So now becomes he got his first WrestleMania main event. He gets betrayed by his best friend. One of his other friends, John Cena, is probably going to win his 17th championship by nefarious means or whatever. And, he sells out to the Authority. This is seemingly setting up for a big time money thing with CM Punk pursuing the new Authority or the new clique that's going to take over, because I think Seth Rollins is ultimately and Heyman are going to be a part of this master arc that is going to join up with John Cena, Travis Scott, and The Rock to close out night 2 of WrestleMania. So that's ultimately what I think is going to happen. But sometimes people think that wins and losses, and I know a lot of sickos over in AEW think wins and losses matter. Guys, the reason why that match is going to be remembered for the tests of time is because so many people went in to do good business in the name of creating a really compelling story that goes beyond WrestleMania. Because CM Punk let's be real, he didn't need to win that match, because the payoff of him pursuing everything in the man that he hates in Seth Rollins, and his best friend Paul Heyman betraying him, and John Cena, a guy who he's been linked to a lot, in The Rock, a guy who he's been linked a lot to in his past, him pursuing that and him being the hero that we're going to root for is going to be amazing television for the next handful of months. And my guess is that this is heading towards SummerSlam in New York, New Jersey, and CM Punk faces John Cena for the Undisputed Championship in that spot, and he becomes the world champion there. And if not, then, maybe Punk ultimately, wins the Royal Rumble, and that's where we get the payoff. But I said it before, and I will say it again. This year is going to be the year of CM Punk. He doesn't have a championship, which, whatever, because the storylines in the television, any of you idiots over there in AEW think that this man is washed? Watch anything that guy has done. Even when he was at commentary. Guys, he was such an integral part of last year's WrestleMania, and he had a torn tricep, and he still was able to contribute a compelling thing. He didn't wrestle. He wrestled one match up until August. He wrestled one match. His first one-on-one match returning in WWE was at SummerSlam 2024. He returned at Survivor Series 2023. He had the Rumble match, but that's the Rumble match. So any doubts that this guy can't still go in his late 40s is he was just as big a part of making that WrestleMania main event feel as special as it did, because he is a compelling storyteller. He is still an unbelievable professional wrestler. Best in the world is not a tagline. This guy is as good as there is. And I was genuinely thrilled to see him walk out there after This Fire Burns. By the way, that was fucking cool to hear that song again in WWE. And then come out with Living Color performing his entrance song, getting kissed on the head by Paul Heyman, even though 30 minutes later he was going to get betrayed by him. That moment meant so much to CM Punk. And to see that guy come back and be on this stage 12 years after his last WrestleMania match and his first WrestleMania main event, and he loses, granted he wasn't pinned, I am still completely optimistic that CM Punk and the best, and I've told you guys, I said this after Elimination Chamber, the best version of CM Punk is when he gives zero fucks and just is yelling and screaming and just hyping up in the microphone and on the warpath. And with what transpired to close out night 1 of WrestleMania, CM Punk is going to be on the warpath, And, whatever happens in this main event on Sunday is going to be talked about forever. So any of you that just doubt this man, continue to do it because he keeps getting it done and he keeps delivering. There has been nothing but bangers since he showed back up in WWE. His promos have been tip top. And it's just like, it goes to show you that, like, hey, he is a divisive figure, but if you can rein him in and you have him in a good creative environment and you have somebody that's willing to collaborate with him and, understand his intricacies and, like, the little things that go on with him, you get this. It didn't work in AEW. It's working in WWE. And whatever happens in the next year, because I'm here to tell you guys, he will be a world champion. If not by the end of this year, he will be a world champion probably come WrestleMania 42. It's going to happen. In the next year, 365 days leading up to next, and WrestleMania happens a little bit earlier next year. In the next year, calendar year, CM Punk will be a world champion. He will continue to do what he has been doing for the longest time, and he has been an integral part of what has made WWE really great in the last couple of years. He has added on to what this boom period has looked like. So, an amazing performance last night. The post-match promo with Jackie Redmond, where he was just completely dejected. It's like you just now wonder, how is he going to come back from this? It's going to be redemption for CM Punk at some point. So I can't wait to see it. We'll see it throughout the rest of the year. And, maybe we'll see him tonight at WrestleMania Sunday. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.